Hello, everyone, and welcome back to ESL Challenger League. We're here in South America, Brad, and we've got a very exciting couple of best friends coming up. We've got a team that has yet to drop a match here in Challenger League, and they've got a team that desperately needs a win because they're running out of opportunities.
Yeah, they really do Sharks, and it's going to be tough because you're going up against the best team in South America, not just in Challenger League, but just in general as well. I'm excited. It's been a hot minute since I've got to watch both of these teams, so I can't wait to get into it, to be honest with you, Lucy. We can take a look at the format and the schedule to see sort of everything that is going on in Challenger League. If you're a little bit unfamiliar with sort of what's happening, basically it's best of one round robin, but you play the two BO1s at the same time. So as soon as you finish this best of one, we immediately go into the next one. It's effectively like a best of three if it was always a 2-0.
Yeah, basically, it's basically because the way the veto works as well. The map that was played in the first best of one isn't in the veto for the second time around as well, so you can't get the same map twice. And in terms of where all these teams are at the moment, as mentioned, paiN, they've not lost a match. I don't know if we have the graphic to show those standings, but paiN are literally sitting 14-0 right now. And that's including, some pretty big wins. They've still got a game versus MIBR to come. In fact, both of these teams do. So for Sharks, this doesn't get any easier. They've got paiN and MIBR as two of their three remaining opponents. So they have their work cut out for them. But yeah, paiN have been on the warpath, and at the moment probably looks set to finish top of the table.
Yeah, I'm just actually taking a look at some of these games. So how it works in Challenger League is you need to be in the top 10 out of 16 teams for playoffs in South America. Sharks are on 18 points, so are Solid right now. But Solid have got games in hand. Like they've got two opponents of worth in hand, but they have to play Red Canids. They've got to play MIBR, and they've got to play Insanity. And Insanity are sort of scaling up the food chain at the moment. They're ranked fourth in the league right now. So that's going to be tough for Solid. And Sharks, I don't know, maybe they could creep their way in, but it's going to be a little bit tricky.
Yeah, you could see them feasibly beating a team like Hype, for instance, but paiN and MIBR, I mean, all you really need to do is grab one of those best of ones, right? Of those four. And that could even be enough to kind of put them, the next step up. But at the moment, they are literally sitting on that cutoff point. So desperately looking for that win. And it's a team that's also in a bit of a state of change these last few months, right? We could take a look at that roster, or the rosters for both these teams, and talk you through it. I think you're all pretty familiar with paiN, but on the side of Sharks, this is regular Sharks, not young Sharks. The big thing here is that they haven't got technically a permanent fifth. It's been announced, Brandon, but Hoax has been playing with them for a little.
Yeah, Hoax has been playing with them for about a month now. He comes from Glories, and he's got, whenever I watched him on Glories, it was one of those where he was just doing his job. And this is what Sharks need at the moment, whether it's going to be confirmed that he will join as their fifth, or whether he's just going to be on an extended period of trial or just standing in for them. He does the job, which is exactly what this team needs, because they weren't getting that initially out of the roster that they had. When you take a look at Sharks, you're looking at Gaffolo to sort of step up. He's been the one just sort of doing the business for Sharks recently. They came and made a semi-final appearance in the most recent CCT South America series, number 3. The AWP IGL had a fantastic result. Koala was playing well too. And interestingly enough, whilst Koala isn't normally the player you look towards Doc. He's been picking up the slack because Doc's fallen off a little bit compared to his highs at the start of 2024, where he's posting like a 1.35 rating or something absurd. It was unbelievable, the run Doc was on. But Koala's picked up the slack, which is good for the consistency and the floor of this team. However, the big caveat, as you said, is we don't have a permanent fifth here. So that means that there's always going to be this instability for Sharks. And for paiN, they're the most consistent and they're the most stable roster in all of South America right now, especially with the introduction of Snow. It's the young blood of him and Cowes now being headed up by Big Uzira. You've got Lux, who's got a wealth of experience, and NQZ, who's been resurging back to form on the AWP. Domestically, paiN have lost one best of 3 and 0 best of 1s since player break against South American teams.
Yeah, that's a pretty big big statement to make. Like they have not been losing when it comes domestically. I think that's why people were really excited when they got, some recent opportunities in Europe. And some pretty good results. Not obviously as far in these tournaments as they probably hoped for, but honestly, some pretty good showings. And I think Snow in particular really stepped up when it came to playing against Tier 1 competition, which was good to see, right? Because he's such a young kid. And I love seeing just how fired up he was getting, when he was playing against Tier 1 opposition. He was not afraid. And I know that really speaks to the scouting process of this team and where they're at the moment. That yeah, I think what you said, the best team in Brazil is a pretty fair statement with how things currently look. Number 12 in the world, right? Like that's a huge result for them at the moment just to be sitting at. And I mean, you compare it to Sharks, who are number 93 right now. It's a bit of a disparity.
Yeah, it is massively. And the thing about Counter Strike in South America at the moment is that it is on this upwards trajectory. And the gap, the issue you've got is the gap between the best teams in South America and then the step below is quite big. But the teams in the step below, they're all quite close together. And that's where that gap is slowly starting to close a little bit. And that's why we are seeing these roster changes to just sort of bolster and maybe make the MIBR, for example, become a lot more fierce. That Lakowski move is really good for that roster, in my opinion. But focusing back on this, I was going to say BO3, double BO1 header, we can maybe have a look towards the veto on what we expect. And to be honest, I'm kind of looking at this and I'm like, okay, well, it depends who has the last say. But you imagine Dust 2 is never going to be in the equation here, neither's Ancient. If you're Sharks, you look for stable footing, whether that's on Vertigo or whether that's on Anubis, but you don't want to go to Anubis against paiN because they've made that their home for such a long time.
Yeah, and all the recent matches on Anubis have been like 13-5s. Vertigo has been the most consistent map between these two teams in fact, every single series bar one. In the last in every game, every series I've played has had Vertigo in it, so it makes perfect sense that we'd see that as the first map here. So yeah, it's a good one to be kicking things off. However, for Sharks, the last time these two teams played, this was 13-1 on Vertigo to paiN. So, not the best result for them. But weirdly enough, the day before, Brandon, it was a 16-12 win for Sharks on Vertigo. So I maybe it just depends which Shark shows up on the day.
What I will say is paiN haven't played Vertigo in about a month, but the last time they played it was a Bet Boom Dasher, and they beat Mouse on this map. They beat Virtus Pro on this map, and that's really good against like top European competition. I know VP's not quite there yet, but Mouse especially, that's a really big scalp to be taking on Vertigo. So you look to this and it's like, okay, all signs are definitely pointing in the direction for paiN to take this. And that kind of leads us on nicely to our player to watch as well. It had to be the AWPers that we kind of had to pitch in these head-to-heads, but where both of us, I'm spoiling it a bit, both of us think paiN are going to win this. We had to go like NQZ because he's just been phenomenal recently, just when it comes to just the highest rated for paiN. And I was worried. I was actually really worried about a month and a half ago because he was doing so well domestically. They came to Europe and then he dropped off, and he was the one player that couldn't have gone missing there for paiN. But he's turned it around. He's now back to form. He's now feeling a lot more comfortable, and that's, I think, exactly what this roster needs. It's comfort, and they definitely got that. And NQZ is going to be going up against Gafolo, which is going to be an interesting challenge. But if Gafolo doesn't show up, then it's going to be one-way traffic.
Yeah, it's always a tough thing with IGLs from the kind of non European regions. As soon as you go and contest Europe, it's just not classic. We see this constantly, right? Where the best teams in North America have to import their offers. Like that's just where we're at right now. South America is obviously not, in the privileged position, I guess, to be able to do that easily. So they've got to home grow their talent, and you got to do it the hard way. You've got to go through the reps and grind against the top. And yeah, it was a bit of a rough showing for NQZ, but here and domestically, obviously we expect him to excel, and he has been. So have to highlight him as our player to watch. And obviously he doesn't have to worry about calling, as Gafolo on the other side is an AWP IGL, right? So you're kind of juggling two different things, and we've often seen that having an impact on the AWPer's output when you're calling at the same time. That's pretty much a tale as old as time. There's very few AWPers that have been able to kind of juggle both of those successfully.
The thing is with South America as well is you're going to get a lot, and you still get a lot of AWP IGLs because obviously Fallen made it
Yeah.
so popular, and then you've got these guys growing up. They want to play CS. Hey, I'm an AWP IGL, and that is something that actually is breaking the mold a little bit more in South America. We are seeing that deviation away from AWPing and IGLing at the same time, but there are definitely still examples of it. Gafolo's a pretty good one because ever since he kind of broke into the mainstays of HLTV in about 2022, he's been very solid. And I do think he's a really good example of what an AWP IGL can look like in South America. The issue is the progression points for Sharks and how high can they go under this system, and obviously without a fifth. That's the big
That's the big
caveat
thing.
here in this game, is the fact that they are playing with Hoax. Sure, they played with him in a month, fantastic. But the thing is that the Hoax from Glories to Sharks is already a little bit of a step up, and then you're going up against the best team in South America. It doesn't get any easier.
No, but you got to go through the tough times to get to the good times, right? It's all about, I guess, the journey. I mean, I assume simply with them for a month that it's looking likely to be a potential permanent signing. Hard to say, obviously, until that sort of information comes out. But you imagine, given that that change came even mid Challenger League, that's pretty serious. So all these reps matter against these good teams, even if they come away with a loss. So yeah, I mean, in terms of these two teams, how they matched up in the past, it has actually been a pretty surprisingly even affair, which, and a lot of the matches, in fact, almost all of them have been kind of over the last, all of them have been over the last 12 months, which is really surprising for it to be, what, 13 to 11 in terms of wins on each side and only just favoring paiN, considering I feel that paiN has been a much more stronger team for that entire period. So Sharks obviously doing decent to be able to take these maps from paiN. So I don't want to count them out completely here.
That's fair. I think that's noble of you to say that, but I'll go completely the other way, and I'll say yes, you got the time window of 12 months in the calendar, but you've also got the 2 seasons. And this season coming out of the summer player break for paiN has been phenomenal. Like, this is the best they've achieved in quite some time. They've attended a lot of European competitions. With European competitions comes European boot camp, which means you're playing against the best, which means you're then leveling up as well. You're getting better scrims, you're getting better opposition. They were one game, one best of 3 off of making the playoffs for Cologne. Like, that's the level this team has kind of been through and got to. And it has been just a fantastic statement of, you mentioned their recruitment earlier, but the fact that you've got Big Uzira's style, and it's finally now getting its flowers after there was like echoes in the community of like Big Uzira should maybe go and lead Furia. Big Uzira will definitely get his break one day. He sticks with this project. It's really good to see him sticking with this project, and now it pays off, and all the belief in paiN is now rearing its head, and I think it's brilliant just to kind of watch that. But with my gushing aside, I've just been told that the game is not quite ready yet. So guys, I'm going to spare you from all my rambling. I'll save it till we're in game. We throw it to a break. We'll whack the tunes on. When we come back, it's Vertigo coming right at you.
wait no further, Counter-Strike fans, or maybe wait a little bit because we are paused as soon as we got back in. But at least you can now wait with a bit more anticipation. You know, it's no longer the ominous loading screen that could end at any point that you just don't know. Now you've got this tantalizing in-game footage that suggests that we're about to get underway.
Yeah, we can even swap POVs potentially and just look at everyone. That's the level. That's how excited we're getting.
So throwing his USP on the ground.
In protest, he's like, I want the game to start.
I think he's going to get dropped dualies. He always gets dualies. In fact, this guy's Snow is insane with pistols, actually. That was actually one thing that was really cool watching paiN. Oh, we're not going to stay on there. But that was really cool watching paiN playing against T1. With Snow was getting like 3Ks in every Vista round. Like, he's just a Vista god. So, yeah, he'll be getting dualies there.
Yeah, I think he will be. He is a bit of a demon, just in general. Very big Snow enjoyer. We spoke predictions briefly before we kind of threw it, but for new viewers, I think we're both in agreement, Lucy. paiN should be taking this quite comfortably. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we're on the paiN train. Why wouldn't you be? It all looks likely for paiN to take this. They've not lost a game in Challenger League, and they're on a hot streak. And they've got a hot star that we can talk about, our player to watch. We mentioned it before we went to the break, Brandon, but we'll mention him again because NQZ has been such a star for them. So had to highlight him as a player to watch, and I think the op diff will be on display in the server today.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting head-to-head because Gafolo is one of these players that relies quite a lot on things going well. And if it doesn't, then he tends to struggle, and then the rest of the team starts to struggle as a little bit of a consequence. And I think that could be one of the caveats of having your in-game lead as well as being your AWPer, because if you start a little bit cold, then it can end up being pretty disastrous. NQZ, we've already mentioned that he's just been fantastic recently, so expect that one to be pretty decent. I think another player to watch, I know we couldn't have multiple of them, but Kawez in particular for paiN has been phenomenal recently, and as his form is just continuing to grow, and this only elevates when Snow is now feeling a lot more comfortable in his roles, is now finding that consistency. For paiN, it is all about finding consistency, because when Snow first joined this team, they swapped all the roles about. They even swapped some of the roles between Snow and Kawez. I'm not sure if that's now changed from map to map, but it was originally like Inferno, for example. Kawez then became the long player rather than the short player, and Snow was there, and that was completely different roles when Snow had joined from Karse. And then on Mirage, you expect Kawez to then be playing over towards like connector and like have more of that star power role, and then it was him that was in short and Snow was in con. Like, it's a bit of a jumble sometimes for paiN when it comes to their map positions, but it feels like it's working, so you can't really critique them.
Yeah, I mean, well, I will say that Kawez is kind of similar to NQZ, where when it did come to playing in Tier 1, that he was really struggling a lot. So part of that could just be that comfort, right, of if you are making those role changes. It's all well and good when you're kind of farming the domestic competition, but going against the stronger teams, that's where you'll really get tested. And when you go against some of the people that are best in those roles on the other side, that's where you will struggle. So Kawez is definitely a player that I think when it comes to the bigger games is one that paiN are definitely going to be looking to step up a little bit more, just because he did really struggle when it came to playing internationally. It was mostly Big Azar and Lux that I felt that were kind of stepping up and playing, but that's the experience. That's what you expect. Well, we expect, Brandon, from this flyover of everyone's favorite map is that we'll be getting into it very shortly.
Yeah, I think the jury's definitely out on him on Vertigo still. Like, people really
people
hate
love it.
They
absolutely think that Mirage needs to go and Vertigo stays forever.
We are into it. Q1 is being meta over towards ramp hits, but for Sharks, they're not deterred by it. They're still going to scale up ramp. They're going to try and plant A. paiN have got everyone here.
Literally everyone here. This is crazy. There's not a single player holding leg. So it's going to be tricky. Lux spams one out. Bomb is being planted safely in the corner. They get away with it. Dooley does find a kill as well. Dooley's have rattled off 2 in the meantime. So it's an advantage for paiN. They don't have a kit. So they are going to have to find these kills quickly. And Snow is doing so before he's put down. Good luck from Koala. Gets Big Azara. 2-on-2. And crowd running over. Towers gets the kill back. Time's running out. Doesn't know where Koala has gotten to. Surely not going to stick the 10-second. Yeah, no way, no how Koala will close it.
That was a mess. That was a lot of disorientation thrown in by both Sharks and paiN, because paiN wanted to retake fast. They wanted to make sure that Sharks didn't even get the bomb down in that situation. But RDN stands his ground, and that gives enough time for Koala not only to activate on his mid lurk, but to reposition in towards gap, flank in from ramp. And that was the last thing that Cowers was expecting. Sharks draw first blood, and it's paiN with the immediate buyback. MP9 Scout thrown into the mix, but for Sharks, it's a lot more future-proof. Only 1 MAC-10.
If they win this round against the Full Spy, they'll be in a very nice position. And that's a good first kill. Instant headshot under Big Azara, who was peeking with that Scout. QZ gonna try his luck with it. Picks it up off the corpse. The Sharks playing this nice and slow. They're expecting paiN to now get a little antsy given they've lost a member. And they're looking for that punish because he does get success on a tag.
That is info, but is it going to be relayed? And is that going to be confirmed? paiN now starts to make moves over towards B. This is a good timing to do this. Have a little poke and prod towards stairs. And once you find out that no one's here, that means your rotate can be shored up. But Cowers, you can see he's stuck in elevator because 2 players are committed towards B. And Lux needs to go over towards mid, free him up so that Cowers can safely come over and help NQZ.
Surprised they haven't gotten aggressive on this B hold. 2 players sitting there. Cowers dodges the flash and gets a little curious, not seeing anything. Doesn't dare push that smoke, and for good reason. Audience sits on the other side. Flames forward. Cowers has to make the call. Decides to push back into gap, and he's rewarded with a kill. Can't get the second. Trade is there. Bomb being planted once again in that corner. Koala domes NQZ before he can do anything. So this will be the Sharks taking that second round against the Force.
Yeah, the B players are really slow to react there. And then Cowers are stuck in 2 minds. Does he want to come over towards site and help NQZ, or does he want to make a play on his own? And I think the incendiary actually forces him to make the play. But by that point, he's taken damage. He's given away the audio. And his position, therefore, becomes known rather than hiding in plain sight on the other side of the gap smoke. Felt like he could have done a lot more damage there. But paiN, a little bit slow to start. Good reaction by Sharks just after the NQZ tag to not immediately push. They just wait patiently, and that firms this rotate in from paiN into this B site and makes the rotations just really delayed.
They're trying to do something with these MP9s this round, but they might just sit back. So this future-proofing becomes very nice because they don't need to invest anything to Sharks into these next 2 rounds, provided they can safely get through the Swen. They'll still have the better weaponry. 2 MP9s on B. In fact, 3 players are lying in wait. NQZ in middle, so can rotate quickly. There's nothing to set up Snow. No flash or anything like this. It's purely going to be the contact. Lux tries to take it. He gets spanned down. Makes Snow's position a little bit more tricky to get much done. You expect 1. Any more? Ooh, almost. The spam actually does a considerable amount of damage. 2 players are low. Cowers has a 5-7 and armor. And he's slowly on this flank. It's being held for. I think with Big Azara falling, Ooh, Cowards, the timing. Has managed to walk past, but Koala is considering it and punishes the push. It looked like Cowards had the round. At least a chance of stealing it away, but it is denied.
Really impressive by Sharks, just to keep account of all the options that can be open, have the presence of mind even to look back and deal with Cowards. But also on that B engagement, it's quite easy to get caught up in all of the traps that paiN were trying to set, with Lux taking contact and then Big Zero swinging from default. You're really trying to bait in Snow. And he gets his one, but then they still remain on B, and they spam and they deal with him accordingly. They don't throw more bodies needlessly at the situation. They keep their range. And speaking of keeping ranges, there's NQZ. That's why he's the Kadia player to watch. A collat opens, explodes onto this A ramp. And for paiN, it's a great start when the guns come out.
That's his first kills. One bullet gets two. Unlucky for Sharks. What do you even do now? Doc's picked up the AWP from Gaffalo and is going to maybe try and get something back. However, teases a little peek, but doesn't. No need for it. paiN have a two-player advantage. Don't expect them to do too much movement at this stage.
Wondered if they were going to throw the new smoke that's kind of been engineered a little bit, where if you throw it onto the top portion of that girder rather than the middle bit where that one currently lands and spreads, it gives a one-way for the CTs to spot feet, which is pretty nerdy. But I expect to see that in pro play in the next month or so as it kind of filters down through scrims. 35 seconds, I think you're just saving this. And it's all well and good sort of having the AKs, you don't upgrade the MAC-10s, you don't earn money. But the caveat is you lose a few players here or there in the rounds you're expected to be putting away, and then you lose your first gun round. You're forced into this. It's so brutal that a collateral at the start of a round has just turned this into a save.
I've never seen CTs win a round with one bullet fired.
True.
This has never happened in the history of Counter-Strike. It might be a bold claim. I feel like it's never happened. Okay, now some more bullets got fired, but the round was done at that point.
I've won a round with 0 bullets fired.
Yeah, on the T side though, right?
No, CT.
Oh, yeah, you told me about this one.
Yeah. I've told it on broadcast a few times.
That happens in like matchmaking.
Yeah. In pro setting.
In a pro CS, you would never see a round won by the CT side off just one kill, one bullet. That's crazy.
It's pretty good. They'll take that all day long. That was the easiest gun round of paiN's life.
Yeah. Thank you. See, job done. So painful it broke the match.
Yeah, very painful. It's worrying because Gaffolo and Hoax haven't bought back, and they were the players that got collated. So maybe it put some spaghetti code in the engine, and they got to try and fix it now.
Really rattled them out of the server.
The thing is, there's not a whole lot we can really break down about, well, specifically that gun round, but for Sharks, their playstyle, it's been slow, it's been methodical, and I think they wanted to inject a little bit of pace there. They wanted to try and get up towards Gap. They wanted to try and fight ramp and show to paiN that they've got multiple layers to this T side. And, I mean, I hope that doesn't deter them from doing it in the future. Because I don't think paiN, even though we've seen them be aggressive, just generally, because this is what South America players do. They do like to get aggro. They do like to overstep the mark. paiN's a bit different. And when they've got the guns, they won't. They'll take the control and they'll wait. And they'll just rotate extra players to the other bomb site as they see fit. Sharks love a patient prod. They love to sort of go into executes at around the 45-second mark. And if you don't have map control, that can prove to be extremely difficult. So it's all about this tug of war. Normally, Sharks can get away with it because teams in South America will push and kind of give advantages. I don't think paiN will.
No, we saw it there. Like, they just didn't need to do anything. I think they were actually setting up for that fight on Denkizy as well, or at least onto a Gap player, because that was the AWP peeking up to fight NQZ, but the CT AWP just got there a little faster, fired a little quicker, and skewered too. Fortunate thing about being Tuesday is it is Steam maintenance day, which is why we're a little delayed getting into it and could potentially be cause the issue here.
It's just looking at the skin.
check out my skin.
Oh, you got liquid stickers on your gun too? Oh, let's swap. Let's have a little peek.
I think the Medusa clears. It's probably
I think it does.
I know people don't like it because it's just got like a black scope, but oh, it looks terrible on Big Azera's view model. Like, no skin looks good on his stupid ass model.
Don't view model shame.
No, some people deserve it. I don't even want to know what this looks like on 4x3 or whatever he plays on. You know, like, it'll probably looks even worse. The gun is likely taking up like a third of his screen.
Probably. They are buying,
hey,
so I think we're good. Nice. Okay, everything's okay. We can get things underway. We can stop looking at NQZ's AWP. Or maybe we'll have another chance to have a gander at it, because he has got the spawn again if he wants to peek gap. The thing with NQZ, though, is that he's very versatile. He won't just peek the same thing over and over again. Here, look, here's mid. He's just going to post on the angle. They want to get aggressive with the riflers on A.
He's just going to chill out. This is util being set up. Counter util thrown forward. Let's get an idea of what they're up to. Little HEs. Fire down. It's very much like the Vertigo of old. What's going on in ramp right now? It's just this exchange of util.
Yeah, this is what Vertigo's become, actually, in the last sort of 2 months, where teams have been fighting back for ramp. You do see, obviously, the B and the mid be contested a lot more frequently. But in Vertigo games I've cast specifically for the last 2 months, it has very much just been this. It's still a ramp simulator with a mid lurk trying to activate on occasion. Spam has been very effective. Coward's got a kill, and then Hoax has been brought down to half HP. This has been another slow burner of a round out of Sharks, and NQZ has not moved off mid.
Yeah, Sharks have been so slow. But with a 2-round lead, you can't blame them for not wanting to change the script just yet. Koala's heard this runaway. So he's fully aware that he's been able to get a bit more space.
They're saving again.
Oh, yeah. Well. But maybe with Koala getting active, something was gonna come forward.
Yeah.
You know, when you said that he takes after kind of, you know, the AWP IGL of Fallen, I'm not sure. This is a different AWP IGL that I'm getting tastes of right now.
This has been quite a common criticism with Sharks, is that they only have one play style. And it's a shame, because this has evolved, I think, since the start of the year. But Sharks, whilst they were methodical, they were really punchy, they were really explosive. They loved to just execute quite quickly. But I think the game plan here is to try and catch paiN napping, or try and catch them overextending. And as we were saying before we went into that tech course previously, that's not going to happen. Like, they're not going to do this. And as soon as NQZ falls back to elevator, Koala in middle sees the flash be thrown over from mid. He's like, okay, well, my timing's lost. They now know it's going to be B. We're cooked. So they save once more. This one, I hope, is going to be a bit more punchy. They've dropped the smoke to deny the molly. And now they're flashing forward. There we go. Straight in. Hopes finds the opener. That's all you need to do, Sharks.
Now Luck's looking for something back. Utility being a pain. Fully blinded, but NQZ hits the shot. And all the rotations come. 4 CTs ready. Lux just fights forward around in front of that smoke towards left side. It doesn't go deep enough. He finds that gap that he can use. Doc gets 1 back, Mets 2 back before Power steps in and puts him down. But only for a moment. Falls to Big Azera. Drops off a little bit of wood, makes that sound cute. I think Sharks just want to fall back, let the smokes clear, and think about how they want to approach this 2-on-1.
Oh, this now gets really weird, because Big Azera knows that they haven't got the bomb. And that would have been calmed over between NQZ and Lux. So he's just waiting for this cross. Gafolo will have to slow peek him on the line. Oh, that timing. There should be information, though, given to Sharks that he is here. Yeah, Molly thrown forward. Big Azira creeps forward. Trying to isolate these fights is proven to be really difficult. Smoke on the left-hand side. A fake plant. But now they'll commit to it. Spray. Not good enough to deny. It would need to be the retake from the IGL with paiN. Whilst he sticks the reload, that gives Sharks enough time to readjust. Over towards stairs, over towards close left. There's so many different angles to clear here. And whilst he spots one, are you going to be ready for the second player? This is so tough. I don't think you can retake unless they line up. That was close. But Sharks, they steal it back.
Yeah, there's a team kill in the mix there, which makes it a little more dicey, but well played by Sharks. And even the call to go B was really cool. I mean, the fact that it's punchy is great for all the reasons you kind of elucidated, but the decision-making to go to it, the last 2 rounds have gone towards A, and they've kind of seen how it's played out, right? It's this constant re-smoking, and that re-smoking is great for paiN in that it denies that map control, but it also denies them information. They don't know the presence on A, and so Sharks can then set up outside B. Look at it setting up this round. The run boost gets the opening kill onto Lux, and Doc is not slowing down. You are in trouble. Or maybe they're in trouble.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Another team kill comes through. It's okay, though. NQC redeems and a flick down onto RDM. There's a kill back from Hoax, who has that bomb, so it's a 2-on-2. Both T's currently at B stairs, but plenty of time on the clock to work with.
No flashes either for Big U0 to set up NQZ. So he has to slowly creep Cyclops around the site, trying to clear everything, but he's done enough. No contacts, no nothing. And Big U0 is already making moves. If he goes too deep in towards Gap, this is where it could get punishing. But this angle is perfect.
Ooh,
maybe not that one. I didn't think he'd swing. I thought he'd just sit. No, this is now really bad.
Perfect, but for who? NQZ, can he get through? He's got a nice little timing. Might be able to isolate his players spotted. HE, decent, but in the grand scheme of things, with the orb in his hand, not going to have as big an impact. Quada's got a nice little spot behind the boxes, pops up, and that was always going to be an impossible shot for NQC. Sharks, they start that out with the run boost, a huge opener. paiN, bring it back to the 2-on-2, but it's not enough.
I can't believe Big Azura swings that. I feel like you've got enough info there with NQZ, because once he's cleared stairs, he can go and hold middle. And then Big Azura can just tuck in. That's an untimely mistake from someone who you really don't expect to make the mistake from on paiN. And all that's done to the eco of paiN. They lose 2 rounds in a row. It's CT side. You're broke. You got an MP9, a 5-7. It feels horrible. And that's because it is. That was your weather forecast.
Yeah, a couple of rounds back to back, so they feel like they could have won, but fights just didn't go their way. A few of the small decisions countered by Sharks. Now Sharks go back to the old regular schedule programming, nice and slow. Wait for that peak, which does come. Strongest piece of weaponry is this Cowers MP9, which is in a pretty good spot, to be fair. Tucked into gap with the likelihood of a lot of players coming his way shortly.
Yeah, but good luck. You know.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Oh, the MP9's pretty goated. Oh, smoke? Actually, well timed. They force through. He's able to get a kill, and NQC's Deagle finds one as well. Due to this mid lurk coming through, NQC did go down, and low HP on Cowers. Sharks should be able to bring this one back, but time's a big issue for them. They are just charging into B. 20 seconds left. Snow with the 5-7 tucks down. Will they clear him? Oh, no, they don't. He takes the double. And that's the bomb dropped, the round 1 The MP9 sends them scrambling, and it's straight into snow.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Koala gives the info while the player is in mid. I just saw his head. And doesn't hear him run away. Snow does masterful because he just walks. He doesn't give away any audio. He just shows his presence towards mid, and then he slides back into the angle where he got that initial kill with the MP9 a few rounds ago. Sharks don't clear, or if they do, it is a half-assed clear, and they don't properly go for it. Time against them, as it always feels like it has been in this first half, and that is a mega round to win if you're paiN, because look what it does on the force back. Now the shoe's on the other foot. Mac 10s, one Deagle, a solitary AK to try and pull you through this round, to try and deny paiN from coming back into this first half.
That was a brutal one to lose. Going slow against those kind of forced in, well, half investments is where you can fumble sometimes. So it's going to do a lot of work in middle. Super distracting, super noisy. Coming over the top with the Mac 10 in hand. Trying to charge down Lux. Can't get it done, but the Mac 10 does find huge success on B. Cowes will get a kill back. It's again one of these 2-on-2s. HE doesn't go the right way. Big Uzera gets caught, and Cowes has a difficult clutch ahead.
That nade looked like it should have definitely hit him, but it went in front of the girder. That's unfortunate. And now look at this. I love how Sharks are playing this, but it is cringe. They're just holding. They're waiting for Cowes to make the move, make the mistake, peek into one of our angles. Again, trying to get the bomb over, you could throw it if you're RDN. You could lob it over to Doc, but he's going to cross slowly, and that's going to be to his detriment. Because suddenly, that's the bomb dropped. Cowes is forced to 1v1, and Doc has got to reveal where he is. Cowes has got a kit and a smoke in this retake.
Doesn't have the health, though. That's the big issue. Gotta come down to the timing. And this angle from Doc, this should be good enough. No, it's not. You cannot get past Cowes. paiN have been trying to cook up one of these 1-on-2s for 3 rounds, and finally, it's Cowes that sticks the landing.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. If you just throw the bomb over there, if you're RDN, that doesn't happen. But instead, he wants to dry peek with the AWP, goes slowly. You give Cowes a chance, but to be fair, in that 1v1, I think Sharks played it well. He just can't hit the shot, and Cowes hits his. 1 bullet to the dome, that is all it takes. HP does not matter. And whilst that is the bomb down, that is only grenades being invested in round 10 for Sharks. paiN have got a beautiful chance to equalise and even close out the first half with a lead of some sorts, which didn't feel possible with how well Sharks were playing, but it feels like they played themselves.
Yeah, it was like a 3-0 start and then the 2 saves that got paiN going. And the other 2 rounds have just been the most unlikely ones. 1-on-2, and then that snow double up when they ran back. The pistol demon. See what Sharks pistols have to say. Snow's readying the flash if they do pounce up the stairs. It is going to be a split again. And he has the AWP, which isn't necessarily the best weapon to hold off mid. He's got a tag. How's he going to deal with these pistol players? Oh, well, he actually doesn't need to deal with them. So it should be all good. They know where this last player is. No casualties. The threat was there, but it is mitigated.
Pop off King. Snow with a 3k. It is just against ecos, but they all count. They all count. Gafolo, no AWP. Oh, no, he does get one. Gafolo with AWP. That's good. He definitely is an AWP abuser. He will bring it out as much as possible. But NQZ has looked sharp, and this was one of the caveats we said coming into this double best of 1 between these 2 teams. That if Gafolo's having a bit of an off day and NQZ is sharp, as we predicted him to be, and that's where things can get a little bit dicey. Despite that, the riflers have pulled through here for Sharks, and I think paiN, this is a really good adjustment. Mid has been the main source of terror, so by giving up A, and by not re-smoking it consistently and applying a little bit of a boost, you get info a little bit earlier. Then you can delay the timing on these smokes. You can have your rotate over in middle.
It might be a little bit late in the middle. Bucks, yeah, gets the information, drops the incendiary. Sharks are a little too scared to push forward. They're going to feign it with the smoke, but it's back to A. They go. Cowes gets hard cleared by Doc. With a minute left, you know Sharks aren't going to pounce immediately. Snow's going to take liberties. He's pushed down. But he might take liberty too far. Walking around this corner, sees 3 players. Oh, you're done for, Snow, surely. Gets the smoke off and gets a kill before he's taken down. So that's actually more than it looked like was going to be possible.
This is a fake. They're going A. Yeah, can tell. NQZ will stay. Gafolo just dropping utility, but with the scaling that Doc has got, I think they're just going to commit. But so it's Big U0 at the back of sight. NQZ will now communicate over. There's nothing left, and now Lux can be on the run.
Again, look at the time. Sharks, they just do not look at this clock. Always down to the last second. Big U0 had the perfect maneuver, but he gets caught out, and NQZ is left. Tag doesn't come through. Can he deny the bomb? One shot would do it, and he hits it. That's disgusting from NQZ. Another clutch for the AWP of paiN, and Sharks lose to time.
Again, they lose to time. Big U0, it looked like he got tabbed out there. I don't know if he did, but he was looking at the enemy, and then he just didn't, you know? But regardless, NQZ knows he's got one shot and that's it. If you're Sharks, you got to be swinging him. Because you know that wallbang is going to come through and probably deny the round. So the player that was in towards Gap needs to be swinging NQZ. There's no two ways about it. That's the only way to play that situation. And instead, it doesn't happen. And look, let's be honest here. Sharks have let paiN back into this game. But it's also the mistakes of Sharks that have been punishing them ultimately. Even in the rounds that they've won, it's just too slow. And now you got this double layering over towards B, in which the flash might be primed, and Snow dodges and collects, and so too does Lux.
Can Snow get away or get the kill? Either option works for him. Oh, he just about gets away. Sharks send to play middle. Guffalo's got a great time. NQZ clears him though.
He's so good.
He's been lights out. Sharks have lost, what, 4 of their rounds to time. This one, I think, is going to be probably too... all their players dying, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. I do find a kill back, but Koala low. Smoke and flash what they got. Flash from the CTs to see if there's anything forward, and nothing coming yet. There's that smoke.
Blocked.
An attempted block on it. I think it's still kind of landed where they want to, but that HE has destroyed them. And that is likely to be where Cowes can just finish them off simply and easily. Doesn't hit the shot. Hoax. Mr. Standing got to say, 1 kill. Time, again, constantly an issue. Needs to find the fight, and he can't. NQC will take it, and paiN take the half 7-5.
I've never seen so much second guessing in a half of CS as much as Sharks did. Let's go A. No, actually, I want to go B. Then they remember that the bomb site they actually want to go to is A. And it happens again and again and again. And it's ultimately their downfall because they were looking really good up until that point. But that's where the pressure sets in. You've got to win all these Challenger League games. But paiN, a tough opposition and already a dink onto Doc.
4 rounds lost just to the clock. That's over half the rounds that paiN won. Time comes for us all. The BA. Flames are good. Doc burns to them. And there is a nice kill back. I don't know how Gappler hit that. That's the only kill the CTs will find before that bomb gets planted. Lux is a nice forward position. Gonna get swung on by 2, by 3, but that's all the information. Now he can call over the rest of the team to be ready for this play, and Snow is, again, the pistol in his hands. Always good for a multi. RDA might not even get away with his life. Snow gonna try and deny, and he will. Triple for Snow, and pistol for paiN.
Yeah, he's so good on pistols. I just don't know what it is. You pointed it out. And
it's crazy. He's got to be one of the best pistol players like around at the moment.
Yeah. Is that 6 of his kills now coming in the pistols? Did he get a 3K on the CT one they lost? Was it 2? Might have been 2. Regardless, doesn't matter. A lot of kills for Snow. A tech pause.
Yeah, he got 2 on the CT, and he also got the 2 with the 5.7. So
yeah,
that's over half his kills.
Fair enough. Just let him play with the Deagle all game. Why not? That actually hurts a lot because I don't want to be that guy, but you kind of need that pistol if you're Sharks. I know that's a horrible thing to say when the scoreline is 8-5, but suddenly this becomes 10-5 with this force if it doesn't go their way, which it looks like it probably doesn't. So they are selling a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the force with how things have been going. Just really, it depends what sort of game plan paiN bring to this, whether they're going to allow Sharks to get these individual picks with the pistols. I feel like they won't get those opportunities. You imagine paiN not going to allow Sharks the time to play the round they want.
No, they're going to be very aggressive. They're going to just group together and I think just hit sites over and over. That should be the mentality, I think, for paiN. Talked about the force, but everyone's now sold apart from Doc, who I anticipate will do the same and follow suit relatively shortly. A hero 5.7 feels way worse than saying a hero FAMAS. Probably worse than a hero MP9. It ain't it. Is this your first sort of glimpse casting Sharks?
I think it is my first time casting Sharks, yeah.
You enjoying it?
No.
Oh.
Sorry, if you're a Sharks lover. Well, you know, I enjoy action. You know, I've got that TikTok brain. I need things to be happening. You know, that's why I do play-by-play, Brandon. You know, I like it. I like when all things are happening all the time, and things are always going on. But that T side just didn't get me excited. Really, it was a lot of. Oh, 20 seconds left. We better go. Oh, we're out of time.
Doc just sold, and that meant that everyone bought again. So it will be a force. There was a lot of waiting. It wasn't very South American compared to what we're used to. But hey, this is what Gafolo has brought to the table. But it turns out the paiN are feasting. Just the spam from NQZ. So much damage. A follow-up flashbang. Tries to invite pressure, but the damage is only going in the way of paiN. There's a trade. But there's the escape.
again. Oh,
Oh.
thanks. What? That's crazy. I wasn't even looking at him. What's that? Because it must have been because there was no assist. I swear to God, he wasn't even looking at him.
It's just his view model. It just doesn't look like he's aiming at him.
It's true. Comes at you backwards. All right, well, there was a little moment there. That entire round hinged on RGN getting that kill on Vigazera, and then there was something to be said about Sharks finding their way into it, but despite getting the kills elsewhere, it's just not enough.
It's a familiar feeling for Doc and Koala. It's a save, but this one feels a lot more sensible. Hiding out in ladder. Someone needs to get them out the hole.
Terrorists win.
paiN just keep on building. Vigazera more than happy to keep the MAC-10. He'll go in first. He'll run at everyone. And this started off really well. This was an exciting start. This was Sharks in the lead. This was 3-1, and suddenly it's 9-5. And you blink, and you're like, oh, how did that happen? paiN are just built diff. They have ascended in South America, but also in Europe. The opportunities given to them, they've taken full advantage of it. They've also got IEM Rio coming up, which will be a big one for them to try and make playoffs, try and play in front of their home crowd. I'm excited to see what they can show us in Rio.
Absolutely. Look at that, you know, home crowd buff. Alright, there's a lot of players peering over this ramp. Like, quite a lot.
Nice nades. Yeah, that's cool. Oh,
another one.
Another one.
That was cool. And now they can eat alive these stacked players. Vigazera getting a double. Like Sharks maybe have been the ones taking the initiative there. There could have been something to be said about it. There are 3 players ready to fight ramp, and then they had, you know, the player in short, so there's just been a flashbang or something to set them up. I feel like maybe they could have done something, but not to be.
I think the issue is as well is that they fought ramp and they contested for it quite a lot in the previous, and they didn't really get anything from it. So they're like, oh, we'll wait for you this time. And then it didn't work because you get bundled over by all the util. Follow AWP for what could be one of the last times on this CT side and on Vertigo. This gun round needs to be a success story. It starts off with a lot of damage, both towards Snow and Lux. That's great if you're Sharks, but now you need to stick the landing on the kills.
Again, jumps up, spots one, and it's Koala that gets the kill, but they'll take it. Boost up on the other side. Snow, almost 2, but RDN swings back in and denies. Bold move considering how low he was, but he's done well. Keep them at bay on B. Knows another was there, but paiN are gonna leave.
Yeah, this is tricky now because you've got the space. Typically when you're in a player disadvantage, you look to go catwalk on the A site. That is a stunning shot from Lux. You can't convert the spray on the second, but will Doc anticipate the scaling that paiN have brought forward into this? Look at Cowes already. I don't think you anticipate him to be here immediately. You see NQZ throw this forward, and whilst he will deal with him, I still don't think you're ready for Cowes. A 1v3, though, will present itself. Cowes announces his arrival. Takes out the plant and adjusts. Where's this last player? It's Doc on the catwalk. Started and ended the round on A. A well-earned gun round, but the AWP doesn't get scavenged.
Well played from Doc. Catches that timing run around catwalk so that he can finish off that job, but NT from Carlos really gave that a good look in. Definitely made it costly for the Sharks, so you can see, I mean, 3 MP9s, that AWP not picked up as you mentioned. Not that the AWP's really had a lot of impact. NQZ certainly has, but Duffalo got his 2 AWP kills in 1 round. The despite how much it's been prioritized.
They're trying to cause havoc everywhere. You've got A, spam. You've got NQZ on the angle at B, and then in towards middle, you've got this util set being thrown by Cowers. It's Big Uzira that gets the first kill. And that enables Cowers to go on a little bit of a mission. And he's drawn all the attention over. Sharks look to retake mid. And for paiN, I don't think that's what they really wanted. I mean, they wanted Cowers to be that late round activation, that guarantee. And instead, he's the one that gets dealt with first.
Just going to take point and walk up. See if they can catch a kill. Lux on the prowl. Smoke is thrown. Flashbang landed on Hoax. So Lux knows a player is here. And for that fight, the MP9 also hungry. Now Time is looking to be the enemy of paiN of all teams.
They're up B, though. That's the difference. They're on the stairs. It's just about getting over. Snow can bait. But in fact, his scaling, I don't think Koala's going to be ready for it. Will adjust. It's the HP that does Snow in. Now the bomb can be planted, but you're in a 4-on-3. There's no util. So Sharks have to push the issue. And NQZ, can you get him out of this spot? No, you can't. NQZ hits 2. But he might not be ready for the 3rd already on this site. Just tries to stay alive for as long as he can, and Lux can then come around the corner. But you've seen where he is. You know he was on A. He was a player that swung gap. Hopes has got the kit. He starts to stick, and that'll be enough. Sharks, they steal away the defuse.
Trying to keep one alive, but all picked up. NQZ, I was in awe of that second shot. That was so fast. He even got a tag onto that 3rd player. If he got the kill, that is the round. Lux is then set up to clutch it. Nice try. But again, it's Sharks scraping by these clutches, not going the way of paiN. In fact, you got to give credit to Sharks because, you know, a lot of rounds have been paiN in clutches. And while they've come close, you know, I think there's been 4 or 5 1vx's from paiN, and I think they've already won the one. That was at Cowers 1v2. And the NQZ one actually were denied time. So a lot of these situations have come up, but for the most part, Sharks have been in the advantage in late rounds. Does he hit this shot? If they boost?
No.
They're going to boost?
He's not going to hit the shot, because the Big Zero is going to come around the corner instead. Oh, timing
come on.
is horrendous. And now they know. The good news is that Gafola didn't die, and now Sharks can bring players over. Shadow advantage, easy for Gafola. And now everyone can have a bite of the cherry. Okay, there's no need to kill him there, really, was there, Doc? They were all dead. That's just petty.
Yeah, I mean, there's been like 3 or 4 team kills in this match. And I think almost all of them have been on the side of Sharks.
paiN had 1. I can't
Oh yeah, the HE.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a cool way to throw that smoke. Learn something new every day. Aggression. At least it comes with the flashbang. That nade misses though, which is unfortunate. Is there a follow-up here for Hoax? Yeah, that one's better. One-shot headshot now on the A1S.
Yeah, that's a real tickler.
Have it.
Oh. That one's got right in the guts of NQZ. It's like a 2-shot body shot now. Orb on fire. Smoke deployed. Hoax by his side. He's going to get out. Hoax is ready for Snow to peek up to try and catch that Orpa escaping. So nice little bait play.
They still want A. They're still so interested in going for this, but you have got no map control. But if you hit the headshot, that also helps. Flashbang forward thrown in. Doc trying to scale. Does he find any?
On the box. Nice little cheeky angle, but he doesn't get that kill. Bit of damage done. Cow is somehow still alive. Boosted up, and he will find that one. This smoke causing all sorts of problems for literally everybody. Lux tries to chase down a player, but the flashbang, the shot, everything going the way of Sharks for now. Because Arrows, Mac 10, can he get past the orb? Yes, he can. Now, 15 seconds left. Bomb needs to be planted, but not if they just kill everybody.
What?
He just runs through elevator with a Mac 10.
Sure. Big U0, go kill. Okay, I will. The fact he kills Gafolo there is criminal. I don't know how they've won that round. That was Sharks with the advantage again in the late round. That was a 4-on-2 in 20 seconds, and it disintegrates in 6.
They didn't lose any of those players.
Yeah,
They-
there was
they go
comms
all
issues
four.
as well, because Gafolo missed the initial shot, which allows Big U0 in to kill RDN, I think. And then Big U0 says, you know what? Thank you for letting me have that. I'm going to kill the rest of your team.
Alright, well, Gafolo's on the auto shotgun. I think he's going, alright guys, we're forcing, screw it. They're at that point. Frustration's kicked in. They want the round. The auto shotgun comes out. Desperate for this frag, but mid has not been the play from paiN. I say that, but Cowboys is actually there. So maybe this auto shotgun will get a taste. Nope, he's going to drop down ladder. So unlucky.
That's actually such a horrible round to lose if you're Sharks, because you're on the brink already. But you lose that, it's basically game. They are in the right spot, which is good at least, but last time they were in the right spot, and it just didn't go their way. 50 seconds, paiN are more than happy to play with this amount of time burden on the clock. And Lux can just keep flashing, being a nuisance in towards Gap. That molly will push Koala in. And they're so aware of it. There he goes.
Cowards gets his as well. Hoax, low HP from earlier. Nice headshot on DenQZ, and 3 players are a stiff wind or an auto shotgun bullet away from death. Buffalo's not going for it. He wants exits. God, it's frustrating looking at the HP bars of these 3 players.
He might get an exit out of Vertigo. Thrown off the 51st floor by paiN.
Oh, they're not even going to come to him. That's the worst part.
And he can't even injure it because he's not got a kit.
You're saving an auto shotgun.
If he bought a Mag 7, he'd have money for a kit and a smoke.
I don't think he would have got away with it.
Terrorists win.
Maybe he can pick up a gun. Anything? Anyone? Oh. No, he doesn't want the FAMAS. He doesn't want the FAMAS. He's keeping the XM. He literally
goat.
looked at it. He looked at it and he looked away.
Fair enough. The FAMAS is gross.
Didn't you see that headshot there? Herx can use that bad boy. I can't believe he doesn't pick that up.
And this is the first timeout used.
Oh my goodness.
At 12-8 with an XM saved. 30
He doesn't
seconds,
pick up the
boys.
FAMAS and then he calls the timeout. This is truly, you know why I love Sharks, actually. I've decided.
The thing is, they'll win this round.
All right.
Gafolo push B. Look
It's
at
going to
this
have to be the
spawn.
auto shotgun.
Look at this spawn. Go and run down B.
He's not looking that way.
No, go on, turn around.
Oh, he's rallying the troops. That's why he's looking. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
A little B
down
drop.
the stairs.
Yeah, a little B drop. A little B drop.
No, he's not looking that way anymore.
Oh,
No, Gafolo.
Oh, he's going to get boosted in mid and sit there for a minute again.
You were the chosen one,
Oh,
Gafolo.
he is too. It's going to be the same thing. Well, we'll see you in 1 minute and 30 seconds, Gafolo. And we'll go back and see what everyone else is up to. Ramp is where paiN have 3 players currently. The MP9 of Hoax, not the FAMAS, which he could have had.
it's been the same default every round, and it's just worked perfectly. Because Sharks have been devoid of info. Because they know that paiN are holding all the extremities. Yeah, this is a slow burn. And potentially a cruel finish. You can hear everything here if you're Doc. Surely you bring another player over.
It's got a smoke that you can drop, actually. It will come in a really good time. This has been the slowest game of Vertigo I think I've ever seen. Both these T sides have been incredibly methodical. Waiting till the very last moment to strike. Koala spots one.
Where's Gafolo gone?
He's going to get an assist on that kill on Big Azera. Maybe it's not out of the woods yet. Low on the smoke. Oh, it's not the collateral NQZ wanted. So many team kills. One per round it feels, and there's no time unless you just kill everybody. Oh, but Brandon, look what it is. Look what it is. It's the auto shotgun. It's the auto shotgun. He could have denied the bomb. Could have won the round, but instead he goes for the flank. NQZ plants with less than 10 seconds to spare. Covered just by his smoke. And it looks like that's going to be enough. The bomb plant could have been denied and the round won instead. This is looking like it's going to be paiN taking this one, Hoax. It's a matter of time, my friend. You are not winning this round. Or maybe there's something to say, but time, again, the biggest enemy of Sharks constantly. And you might get the kills, but you're not going to get the defuse. And it will be paiN taking Vertigo.
What a game. That was one of the Vertigos of all time, I think. I mean, that T side on both accounts was so slow. You wait until 20 seconds to execute. But the way in which Sharks were playing, it mirrored what paiN were doing. They weren't pushing. They were being very careful. In fact, Sharks were more passive than paiN was to start with. So you've just got the individuals of paiN that are always going to bail them out. That's the issue you've got going up against a team like them, is that you've got Snow, Cowes that can just pop off. You've got NQZ that's having a brilliant game to the point where there's even a team kill in that round at the hands of NQZ, and Sharks still do not pick it up. It's unfortunate, but it's 1-0 in the BO1s.
The amount of team kills was just outrageous in that map. I think there was, 6, 7 throughout that entire map. But time was such a big issue. But a player that wasn't an issue, Brandon, was NQZ, who was our player to watch. And what a phenomenal map he had, despite 2 team kills in there for him. 19 kills in total. Great. 1.46 KD, 101 ADR. Yeah, he was doing exactly what he wanted. And that's on Vertigo, a map that, the AWP isn't always known for its prowess. But he won an entire round single-handedly firing 1 shot. So he was showing what you can do with it.
Yeah, and this was always sort of the head-to-head we pitched up coming into this, as who's going to be more impactful. We both said, look, it's going to be NQZ, and it was. Gafolo, he warmed up into things, but it wasn't the same impact, unfortunately. So paiN draw first blood. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're running it right back. It's going to be another best of 1 between these 2 teams. Don't go too far. We'll see you in a sec.
Well, if you didn't get enough of all the action in that first game, well, I've got exciting news for you because we're running it right back, but it's going to be on a different map this time, of course. But same two teams, Brandon. And honestly, I mean, I know that was a pretty wacky Vertigo at times, definitely a very slow Vertigo. But Sharks were in good positions at different times. They definitely could have got more rounds and potentially even won this game. It's just that I think that when it came to the closing of some of those rounds, they started to trip over their shoelaces.
It's one of those ones where they should have done more, but they didn't do more. And on Vertigo, that's probably your best chance to sort of take a map off paiN. I think the other map they could potentially do it on is Mirage, but I don't think paiN would ever let it go there. That's the issue. And you take a look at this now for Sharks, and it's like, okay, where can you realistically go? Because you have to rely on your map pool now against paiN's deep map pool, and it's going to be really tricky. We can pull up the veto when we've got it, but with Vertigo now removed, it leaves you limited options. And normally what happens in these Challenger League games is you see the first veto and you sort of see the two maps that got banned out in the second wave, and it's going to probably be one of those. Anubis was floated in there. If this is Anubis, this is going to be really tricky for Sharks, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is definitely a map that paiN have looked really good on lately. Sharks had mixed results. I mean, most maps were going to be tough outside of kind of Mirage, you said. So I guess when you kind of look at how things have been going, it does feel like Anubis is where we were going to head here. But it's not been a good run for Sharks in this. They've lost their last 4, and 2 of those were also 2 paiNs. So yeah, it is Anubis. So yeah, paiN makes sense to send it there when the choice was Mirage, and all track record, all signs point to paiN taking this one comfortably.
This is going to be a cleaner as well. I think Vertigo has got the element of it being random, even though those two teams were playing incredibly passively. Anubis isn't going to play the same way. I feel like we are going to get a lot more explosivity on the T side. I think we are going to get a bit more action coming into this, and I think Anubis is going to be a fun one to watch, but a tough one to watch if you're a Sharks fan.
Yeah, I hope we get a little bit more action because that was such a slow Vertigo. It was like watching Inferno, like in terms of when these executes were coming through, when the decision making, when the rotates came through, everything was being decided in the last 20 to 30 seconds. Like almost every T-side round from Sharks came down to that margin, and that bit them in the butt so many times. Like literally lost the time 4 times. Like that's ridiculous. You should not be losing to the clock that many times. I think that points to maybe something fundamentally not there in your game plan, that you're not having the answer to come up with, right? You're not finding the solution to activate earlier, and you're just getting forced by the clock to make that move. And maybe it's just going up against a competition like paiN, who aren't giving them those opportunities that they might get off lesser opponents. But whatever it is, I hope that we do see a bit of difference here at Anubis, which you'd think just through virtue of how this map plays that we will.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it now, and just the previous result on Vertigo that we just saw, like Hoax had a good game, Doc was performing pretty decently as well. Like everyone was sort of where you expect them to be in terms of the hierarchy for Sharks. It's just about making sure that it's the same vein. When you see this flyover, when we go into game, you're going to see that Sharks will be on the T side, which you hope means it will give them a little bit more oomph coming into this. I hope so. They've got a lot of nades. 3 mollies.
Honestly, they had a pretty good T side on Vertigo. Even though they came away with 5 rounds, like they could have had more, you know. 3 mollies. They're gonna litter A with fire.
The only direct counter to this is Big Zero throwing a smoke in their face, and they'd need to burst through. They have got the utility to do this.
Okay, this could be cool. I'm excited to see this. Oh, and that's a great way to start. Smoke does land. Flashbang counter. Cowes sits behind and finds 2. And they can't progress till they run him down. But it's APZ's time to step in with the dual Berettas up onto the lip. Gets 1. So at least they are finding these kills. And Lux was spotted trying to edge through the smoke. Koala takes a swipe out of him. So it falls to Snow, who, as we say, is always good for the multi, but he's not going to clear. Oh, it doesn't matter. Buffalo wasn't looking. So Snow just walks right on through, but doesn't have the time and doesn't have the life.
Yeah, Gafolo makes good on getting the pistol for Sharks. But that gets scary. Cowhead's finding those 2 opening kills off the back. Well, it wasn't opening, but it stopped them coming into A. And then you've got the follow-up of the dual Berettas getting 1 kill. You think it's all said and done, but fair play to Sharks because they fight their way through. It's a lot more punchy. It's a lot more direct. Now it's paiN with the Force. And you think they're going to get aggressive somewhere.
Both T-pistols won out by Sharks. Try and flash through the smoke? No. They decide not to commit to it. Pushing through smokes against Cowers is a little tricky. They decided they don't want to try that one out immediately. They're going to wait for that smoke to fade. You see, very loud on that rotate. I feel like he was definitely heard. Flash. Good, but Doc able to swing out. And this slower approach from Sharks looking solid. Headshot with the MP9 doesn't do the damage. Big Zero run down, and this will be a second round conversion.
Really nice tempo to that from Sharks. The dodge of the flash, and it's their rebuttal with the utility. They're making sure they've always got that second player there when they go into A to guarantee the trade. And they even do their due diligence and clear out Big Uzira, who ultimately gets sidelined by a MAC-10, but they learn from their mistakes on Vertigo by not clearing corners against 5-7s. Snow wasn't there, it was Big Uzira, but it's a different result for Sharks. They get the bomb site very cleanly. Everyone stays alive, which is really good for the economy and really good for the confidence as well. You're starting off strong on Anubis.
Terrorists win.
Even that thing at the end. Yeah, making sure they don't get away with anything. Lux does hit a nice dig, but RDN cleans up 4 on the MAC-10. Give that over. Buy yourself an AK. And he wants to get even more kills. So he's going to drop an AK. So he can hold on to that MAC-10 and try and farm up against these ecos, which he knows are in play.
I thought they were going to do something a bit more fun there, paiN. And they didn't. They just sort of dilly-dallied in mid. I was waiting for the double nades, or for maybe like a little bit of a push, but this is the exact same round out of Sharks. And I like the fact that they're doing this, because it really does start to condition the CT side that, oh, this is their default. They want to take the space over towards A main pretty continuously. And you imagine paiN won't do this, but other teams in South America, they might adjust immediately on their first gun round. They might send 2 players over early. And it's all about setting up the B play later on for Sharks. Might even be in this round. So much util dropped in, even though it's against the eco. Just drawing the stack over continuously, and you let RDN try and farm.
Yep. RDN's going to hang out on A. Even the late smoke on camera, just to keep paiN over here. paiN are just sitting back. So they've got the smoke kit. So I think their intention here that they're setting up, we've seen this a few times before, is to try and ninja, right? But they're on the wrong side. So the question is, do they realize? Okay, so they know it's A. Will they be able to get this? With the planned position, it's technically possible because you can kind of go into a funky off angle because it's planned for dark.
Nah.
It's going to be tough. There's 3 players present here, so even getting onto the site to set this up is going to be really tricky, and it doesn't look like it'll happen. Doc cleans them up and makes sure no ninjas come through.
And he gets away. Bomb doesn't explode. So he keeps his excess. NQZ on the AWP straight away. Gafolo. He's the one that gets given the MAC-10. This is it for paiN. And I'll do my South American narrative. Anubis and Dust 2 are CT-sided maps in South America. And I can't give you an explanation as to why. It always just feels like they are. So it'll be interesting to see how the gun rounds now shape up now that paiN have got them. There's Kowers getting aggressive towards A. Has got the AWP with him, so it will be this two-player start. But keep your eye on Lux, because he's just on the edge of this dark smoke. Or at least he was.
There you go again. Double nades. Being thorough on their clears. Keeping paiN on their toes. NQC's AWP is trained on this angle though, so if you want to progress further, you're going to be in for a tough time. Going on there with the utility that Sharks have thrown, but they've used it all to get great mid spacing and they've smoked off both choke points, so for paiN, this throws a lot of questions in the air.
The issue is when you go onto site, you've got one smoke, no mollies. Now when you hit B, Snow's got a nade, Lux has got an incendiary to delay. They're the only two pieces of util, and it feels like they're in the right place. There you go, incendiary in towards dark. 20 seconds, and another incendiary on the floor. This is going to waste so much time here for Sharks.
Gee,
Can't go
what
in.
a surprise. Time. The issue for Sharks again. You can't even get excited about the possibility of this round. They just made it so they couldn't win it.
Counter-terrorists win.
It just takes so damn long.
But also, by smoking off both mid-choke points, you're not inviting paiN to go looking and go searching. Why would paiN push into A main after you've shown presence there with double HE in the smoke? Why would you go in towards mid when you have to push through a grey screen? Like, it's not happening. But just by paiN keeping that tiny bit of utility, that was enough for Lux just to refresh that incendiary on the floor and completely keep Sharks at bay. They'll feel like it's hard done by. But if they kept one smoke and they just left mid open a little bit more, you kept the player in as a lurk, I think that round goes a lot differently. It's like when you stand up, you go downstairs to get a drink in the middle of the night and you stub your toe on the corner of the bed. That's what that round feels like.
I don't quite get the analogy, but I'm willing
Neither
to
do I, but we're going with it.
We're just gonna go with it. Was the bomb getting planted in the rumbling one like when you get that nice cold glass of water? I guess
But that's
so.
the prize. And then on the way, it's just paiN. And it was paiN.
Okay, well.
That's one way to clear A.
Yeah, I mean, they get the opening kill. Comes off Kowers pushing. QZ will get a kill back. An open line of sight in middle. More than happy to take that angle.
This will keep Big Uzira here at least. And Gafolo's slow walk in, that's the issue. Shoulder presented, Lux can just pre-fire.
Nice 2-goal from Lux.
Yeah, now you're down a man, and now again, you've got no map control, because the map control you would have had has just been denied.
Not going to see another save. Surely not on a 3-on-4. You do give this a go. It's going to be beat. Really good nade. Snow tucks in. Lux has a T-molly that he can deploy as necessary.
No smokes to get in B. Sharks.
Just got a brute force. And Lux swings. hits the headshot. Flashbang from Snow to support. Snow's bullets doing even more. Doc, what did he do? That's a nice kill. Second player not to be found. Lux making it difficult. And paiN getting their second round.
And that is all Lux. That is Lux finding Gafolo on the AWP. That is Lux then nading Doc. And that is Lux being set up by a flashbang from Snow. Just to keep Sharks at bay. They don't want to be at bay. They want to be in the waters. Just the pistols now. No bomb plant in a few rounds. That doesn't help matters economically. And that's brutal as well, because that was them finding Cowes with the opening kill. They eat that flash, and Lux obliges. This is more of the Lux that we expected on Vertigo, but now we're getting on Anubis.
He's off to a great start. That timing not great for him. He can try and clean up these kills after his teammate falls by his side. Or the AWP over. God, things are coming through.
Yeah,
these pistols doing a lot of damage. But Lux to get 3 kills. Boom.
RDN's been here the whole round. He was a player that
kill.
Lux saw second. He did get a kill. But that's all he gets, probably. And the bomb's even beeping at him. Come on, we gotta go, dude. Just go die. Yeah, 30 seconds. You are not winning the round on 5 HP. Especially when you don't have the bomb. Chop chop.
And to the chopping block. We're tied up. Will Sharks bring any variants? That's the question. Is this just going to be a slow default every round?
I hope
That was the Vertigo play. They had one fast B play they went for, and that was great actually. That was a really cool round when they did that. But every other round was a slow default, and I suspect we might be seeing another slow default. Because he goes fast though.
Gafolo had the chance though, he shot first. That's unfortunate for the IG out. They're gonna break the smoke and try and fight NQZ. It's brave, but when you've got numbers, it could work out. I like this scaling from Sharks. They didn't throw the flashbang to support. They've just allowed Hoax to get in there. But NQZ is aware that this could be a possibility, and he's holding for it. Good molly. Hoax doesn't swing off it.
Hoax gets a nice kill onto NQZ, and he's going to push through the smoke. No, not going to be ready for this, and Hoax looking to finally give them something to say with these guns. Lux only good for the one, fighting for his life, and that's the bomb to be planted. It has to be the retake. Cowes going to be scrambling all the way up the stairs, so because they're up, his fight onto Hoax at CT is the only hope in, and I think with time, with position, they're not going to go for it.
I'll tell you what, that was a really cool smoke thrown in middle, because normally you see those temple smokes and they dribble forward a lot more and they prevent the peak happening in middle. But that smoke was thrown so deliberately to not only allow Hoax the peak on mid and to upset NQZ, but the way it dribbles backwards allows him to push through and towards CT. That was such a deliberate intent by Sharks, and it profits them with 2 kills. They can now recover the AWP for Gafolo. There's that slight change up, the tiny bit of spice thrown into what was otherwise a regular default, or at least that's how it looks from the outside. Game Sharks another round. That was cool to watch.
Yeah, that is a cool smoke. cool little detail and great play from Hoax because of how slow it has been from Sharks. Snow was just not anticipating that the smoke had been pushed at all. Hoax very quick to take advantage of that kill he found onto NQZ. It's just that little bit of spice, that little bit of flair that I haven't seen from Sharks so much on the T sides. There's Orb. Always on the slow crawl, always looking for the pick. Oh, that wasn't the flash that Snow wanted.
Oh. I was
That's a
wondering
mid
if
push.
Cafolo... Yeah, I was wondering if Cafolo could see anything there, just on the cusp of the smoke, but he couldn't. But all attention diverted towards mid. Koala swapped positions to let the AWP roam. They've got good space in here, Sharks. It's just about going. And again, I feel like they need to go now. You've got B main, you've got the front of Dark, you've got utility. Now would be the perfect time to strike. There's 3 players over here on A for paiN. And that's going to be the final destination for Sharks. They're not interested in B.
They put the pressure on, but to B. Fake out. Nice peek from Dog. Maybe they can just go B. Holy! The doctor's in the house. They go into A. It could be a big issue. Time still a problem, but it's okay. NQZ gets spotted. Sharks almost overcomplicate that, but Doc, what a round.
It's good he got 3 there, let me tell you, because the rotate wasn't coming until the 3rd kill. And then Big Zero just drops into the middle of A main. He's like, yeah, well, they're not here. They just killed everyone at B. No, they were. You could see that round potentially spiraling out of control completely, but no, they got it. And that's the most important thing. And with 2 rounds back to back, that will be the econ broken again. Can NQZ hold on to the AWP? That's the new mini game we're playing on Anubis. The answer? No.
Good hunt from Sharks at the end. That was nice from Doc. It's not a couple of moments we've had one of these players just step up and deliver a sequence of kills that's just given Sharks the round.
Great flash as well onto Lux to set up Doc for that initial fight. There we go. He rolled back the years. The year being 2024, January, to be precise. He was doing that like it was nothing.
I went from up.
There you go.
Yeah. Beautiful little spray. Clean. Okay. I'm listening, Sharks.
I've just done the digging, and they've got nearly a 70% win rate on T side.
Okay, so we want, well, they want 8 rounds. They can get them.
Oh,
NQZ, nice opening kill.
he leg shot through snow.
That's worthwhile. These guys just don't care if their teammates are in front of them on either team. In fact, we've not seen a team kill yet on this map. Is quite impressive.
Yeah, give it time. That's the change up for paiN though. This time they go aggressive. They want that fight and they take it. Dark in towards Dark is a tricky customer though.
I get scared for NQZ's position here. He's relying a lot on his teammate winning the fight. Because he misses the shot, has to drop the smoke. Flashbang is good. Now that push through Dark can come. NQZ, yeah, he falls back to Dark. There's no safety there. Instead of Lux forced back into the corner. Sharks, this is what we like to see.
This will be a retake, though, that paiN will go for, because they are in position. Or at least I thought they were. They stopped. They called it off. Figure Zero was already making the big flank, and he gets to, what, middle? And he's like, no more. Fair enough, but you got to talk about just the planning here for Sharks. It was really good. Where you've got the utility flying in towards the back of site, and it's just making Lux uncomfortable. It's the first contact that then comes in back from the B main player to allow Doc even more space to scale. It's never a fair fight. Lux gets overwhelmed. NQZ not prepared. This is sloppy out of paiN, but this is a brilliant T-side to watch if you're a Sharks fan.
Yeah,
and you know what? I'm on board.
The
They're
setup
great.
from paiN on B there is just a little questionable, given they're in the 5-on-4 at that stage. Does NQZ need to be staying in that same forward position when his only support is Lux standing in front of Dark? Because as soon as Lux falls off, NQZ has nowhere to go. Dark is smoked, but that smoke is on a timer. It's going to be fading in the next few seconds, but he doesn't budge, and Sharks just push their way through. As soon as Lux is isolated by the flashbang, NQZ has literally no backup, nowhere to go. They just played more passive lines, you know, sitting around Obelisk or Ivy with that AWP. Play the advantage.
This is going to sound absurd, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think the reason why that happens and why NQZ gets aggressive towards Dark is because he missed the sitter on CT, at B main. Because if he gets that kill, I think he does fall back into CT. But because he doesn't, he feels like he needs to actually get something from his position. So he goes in towards Dark, then Lux walks over to help. This is a cool boost. Never seen this before.
Yeah, it's a really nice boost.
Take notes.
Probably better than the other boost by Obelisk.
Yeah, it's way better, I think. You are a lot more exposed, but you're unpredictable.
Only sort of exposed, though.
Oh, Hoax. Trying to pull a fast one.
Uh-oh.
3 players, 4 players mid, and he gets a kill. Do you know what? Fair. And that's all the info as well. They're over here. One molly allows Sharks in sight.
Doctor scales around. Thought he had... I think Lux only thought he had a buddy in Temple, but he did not. Let's go. Gotta get past Doc. Surely Cow has spotted him. Yeah. He's going to fire a few shots, but Doc manages to get out, only for a moment. Cowers will get that kill. But it's Swala, who's tucked into jail, and they can't do it. At least it takes a player to get it done. He's in the back line. Scavolo just takes his hands off the keyboard, thinking that he's not the one that needs to win this round, but it doesn't matter. The round is won anyway. Up recovered, at least for NQZ, so he gets his weapon of choice, but that's 8 rounds for Sharks.
Terrorists win.
Decision making has got to be applauded here in the mid round by Gafolo, because Sharks aren't lying back. They've learned their lessons from Vertigo. They're taking the space, and this has been basically the same the same round 4 times over. And paiN just can't deal with it. The thing is, the moment you adjust, you got to remember that Sharks did all that conditioning early over towards A main. At any moment, they can just pull out a fast one on towards the A site. I think this relies a lot on where NQZ goes with the AWP. And yeah, he's going to start over in towards mid. What are Snow and Lux going to get up to? I feel like they need to be proactive.
Sharks are being a lot more proactive than they were before, but NQZ, that smoke being blown open, able to get that kill. Looking for a second, not quick enough. Doc crouches back in. This guy's having an insane Anubis, 15 kills. He's showing no signs of stopping. paiN are going to double up in dark this time. So that's going to be the change up. When they're playing back plat, when they're playing more passive, it's not worked out. So instead, dark is where they decide to lie in wait.
Oh, I feel like Big Azira needs to go walking in towards mid and clear this. Gafolo again on the creep. Oh, spots the shoulder. Will claim the kill this time on Lux. Snow. Oh, can't even get Doc. It's going to be 9. Unless a 2 versus 4 happens, but you even got a player waiting in RDN outside A. This feels impossible.
Cowards, what are you waiting for? Last round of the half, buddy. This guy's not coming A. Bombs line of B. 9-3. No kit. No chance. Young Sharks. Oh, Sharks, I should say. Here to play. 9-3. Domination on the T side.
Can paiN do it? Can they come back? Can they be like me when I was in my Face It game earlier today and came back from 10-2?
I can't believe you just bragged to me twice about that. Once in the break there, and then once as soon as we come back in.
I wasn't going to use it, and I was like, you know what? That's funny. And it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I would put you on the same level as paiN.
Me too. Let's see what they've got. Oh, it's one of these. Oh! Have that. Doc is on a mad one.
Yeah, he woke up and chose violence, which is generally not what you want your doctor to do. However, Cowards has found a double So Koala, he's trying to get something back. Oh, he's not finding it. And now you've drawn all these players over. paiN. Guess where they're off to? It's the A-bomb site.
RDN is here. Biggie0's low. Oh, it's not going to matter. Oh, maybe it might. Nice shot. Remember, Biggie0 is still low. 1 bullet away from death. Stick the reload. Does RDN.
Doc's nowhere near.
Yeah. This isn't happening. He's dead. Round's over. paiN take it. That's a step in the right direction. Where were you going, Doc?
It looked like it was going to start well as well when Doc got that little tap in top middle.
He's still alive, Biggie0.
Yeah, he never took another bullet after that, despite being front and center of the action. Shoot the kid away.
Well, towards the bomb.
I always forget you can shoot kids.
Yeah, they're really heavy, though.
Terrorists win.
And a rarity. Not only was it Cowards getting the quad, it was Snow with no kills in the pistol. And no
having a
kills
rough
overall,
one.
really, on Anubis, yeah.
He's died almost every round.
Kind of expected when you're 9-3 down, I suppose.
Well, gonna be 9-5 very shortly. Sharks haven't invested anything, not even a flash. This could try and get us over and done with quickly. Oh, you're gonna give Biggie0 the easiest ace of his life. No, it's stolen. It's no, you little rascal. I can't believe you just did that.
Confidence kill.
Biggie0 needed them too. He was on 5 frags.
He got 4 of them.
Yeah, but he could have had a nice ace, and then he's like, oh yeah, I got an ace, guys. Let's go.
He did.
Comeback's on.
He got the morale ace. They got the Mac 10 ace.
That was so rude of Snow. I'd be fuming if that was me as Biggie0 and you've swung out. None of them are looking. There's 5 USP armorless players and you got a Mac 10 at close range. It's literally like the perfect situation to ever be in.
Nah, it's fine. These nades aren't landing on Doc, and he's going to go forward straight into Biggie0. Lux will trade. That's the most important thing because he had the bomb.
Nice little double peek. Does come costly HP wise, but the kill comes through.
I think that's where you lead with info now if you're paiN, because you got the dink. You know one player's low. You wait for another reaction. If you don't see anything, you go back B, because you know that player's wounded.
Just going through a molly. I guess hoping to maybe catch that player who's low, who you can't escape from it in time, but doesn't land that way. Sharks decide to aggress middle. This is the perfect call to make. As long as they don't get caught by Lux. And when they catch them, that's the first kill, and Cowards gets the second. They were in the right place, but at the wrong time. And despite having the player lead, and what felt like a positional advantage, the round is certainly not looking good.
Look at the stats, right? You got Doc on 17 kills. RDN is right there with him on 13. Everyone else is below double digits for Sharks. And we spoke about the instability of this team and the inconsistency, and now it is sort of bearing fruit. I mean, that is a brutal way for that round to end, because you feel like Lux, he's on his own for such a long portion there and towards mid with the bomb. Surely they catch him at one stage, but Cowards bails him out. paiN win 3 in a row. It's MR12. The comeback's well and truly on. My narrative for South America CT sides is completely and utterly in the bin.
Yeah, I feel like the series just hasn't. It's been a series. It's not a series. The 2 best of ones, but it, feels like a series. At least with the save and with how the rounds went before. It's a decent investment, no AWP, but maybe that's for the best. No shade, but a little bit of shade.
You know from that previous round as well that Doc was in mid. So you can just leave mid and you can just fight anyone else. paiN want to go A. They're going to fight RDN Zhao, who's got an MP9, and that is it. At least Doc is close.
Nice kill from Snow. Very low off the back of it, and Doc will find that kill back, but can't get anything else done, so really his life is meaningless. Because that was just a 2 HP player. You wanted to get one of the full HPs. That was the only way to get away into this round. Now with 3 players saving on B, we're going to be 9-7. Round by round, that lead dissipates.
Might not even save. Look at mid. Lux is hungry. Oh. You won't actually find any of them. A re-swing in from Koala is good to preserve Gafolo and his M4. Big Zero waits patiently on the outskirts of B, but they're not going to move a muscle, Sharks. They'll get away with the save. But as you said, a 2-round game. There's also been no fight back on CT. paiN keep growing with the momentum. That nades nearly deals with Gafolo. That's about as close as it gets.
I've been thinking about Big Zero's view model.
Yeah.
I wonder if the reasoning is actually on 4x3, because it's so close to the middle, it doesn't block that bottom corner, right? Whereas by default on 4x3, your gun takes up a massive portion and you can miss players like walking under you in certain scenarios. So I wonder if that's why he has it so up and centered.
Could also just be a Quake player when he was younger. Because I imagine he's had that view model for years. I don't know. People play on like funky settings and then just get used to it, right? You think about Mezzi and his keyboard.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you should.
Doesn't mean that you can't.
No, you can do whatever you want. But should you?
I think Mezzi's the shining example of it. Fasher was there, but I don't know where he's gone now.
Yeah, well, you're not making a good case.
Nah, Mezzi's on one of the best teams in the world. And he's British.
He's definitely there. All right, well, paiN getting there in this comeback. That's nothing to show for the CT side thus far. They're keeping guns around. They're big savers, as we've seen throughout this series. I was getting excited with how explosive a few of those rounds were getting towards the end of the T side. It really felt like they were starting to show a bit more variance in their game plan. Again, throwing the pressure on A again. Flames behind him, players in front, and bullets to the face. No, gonna charge forward as well, and they just run straight in. Big Zero cleans up house. We're saving again for Sharks.
They're doing it. They're so back. And this has all come off the back of just some faster paced rounds out of paiN. The pop in towards A, not once but twice. RDN Zhao's not been able to handle it. The mollies were well placed. We were complementing Shark's utility. We have to give paiN the same credence. The fact that it lands towards the stairs, pushes him in the open, consistently makes him not ready for a gunfight. It's very impressive to watch. Kawes won't deal with Koala. It's a 1-round game.
Giving guns, but to what end? Well, I guess buying a gun is to that end, but you know, you don't make money by just continuously spending it. You need to invest it into kills. That's not financial advice, but it is CS advice.
You know, for financial advice, and someone that I was trying to sell the pro to, Snow has been very absent. He should have had a double, though, in that last round. Big Azira got revenge for that Mac 10 ace.
True. Good.
I think it's just going to be a variance here. You've got paiN getting aggressive towards A main. They've done exactly the same nades as they did last time. And it has drawn the retention over. And NQZ, if he had an AK, you would feel like he would be the player pushing that smoke. Instead, it's Cowes dealing with Hoax on the fallback. He now sees another one, but can't get by Koala.
Yeah, tough spray from that range. Koala standing tall, trading out his teammate. NQZ charges into the side, and Koala is just swinging around branch to branch. Koalas don't do that. But for the narrative, it sounds good. For the round, it does too. 3 kills, because Zera takes dark control, and that smoke does give them a little bit of space, but getting the bomb down. Really would have liked to have tried to have attempted that, because now you have to isolate one of these kills. You've got to find Koala. Can you do it? Big Azera can. Swing from Temple. Yeah, it felt like that was coming at any moment. Snow was exposed to like every single angle just then. Still throwing utility. Azera, 1v2. Gets the bomb down. The slow push through dark has been looming, but gonna be watching on from the sidelines. Big Azera spots out the final player. Falls back. It's not planted directly for him. It's on that close corner, so he can swing out on it. Kit on RDN, gonna tap it. Big Azera, though, needs the info, and he finds it and the frag.
That was awesome. Big Azera just played that perfectly. Had to hit the shot on towards the dark player. Needed to take a fight, and did. And then as soon as he spots the player in towards CT, suddenly the gunfight is always on his terms. He can control when he's swinging. And RDN just makes that job a lot clearer when he gives the audio cue a tap in the bomb. Low HP, doesn't matter. paiN have got the momentum. And Sharks, they've got the loss bonus, and by only one player surviving for paiN, whilst it doesn't dent their finances, it incentivizes another investment here for the CT side. Back to A they go, do paiN. The Sharks, they've got to give us something here. They're getting closer and closer, but time's already run out. This game's even.
Yeah, 6 rounds in a row. paiN get to let one slip, despite how close that last round came. Koala did so much heavy lifting, and to be not rewarded with the round feels rough for Sharks.
Yeah, it was Big Azera that eucalyptus him.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
And now you got Big Azera making a play in towards middle.
I got no fun. All Koala facts are bad facts. Nice push, but
no
Snow
way.
able to adjust, and there's the multi he's been looking for. Eventually killed. Big Azera spots out one from window. Don't know if he saw Doc, but maybe he did, because Cowes has linked into Dark. Azera is eventually felled, but look at the HP. paiN Gaming take the lead.
10-9. Who could have seen this coming? Me. They're just like me for real. Snow. Sick double. The first guy is just an instant response, and then he expects the second. If the first guy's pushed so far forward, there has to be another player covering, surely. And he accounts for it. That's a big impact moment out of a player that's not produced many moments overall on Anubis. Now the next question for Sharks is, do you call the timeout? First answer, yes. Second one, do you buy around this orb?
I mean, they've been buying a lot.
That one's a little bit more muddled, but you can drop
Yeah, they do.
twice, yeah.
I
mean, I
don't
feel
have
like
enough to
you've got
buy.
to. I feel like you've got to buy at this point.
They need a round. They need to do something. I don't know.
The thing is, paiN will just go back to A now. Or maybe not. This one's faster. Surely this is heard by Hoax. But no, the molly is offsetting. And the blow on the smoke is brilliant. Snow finds the opener. They're going fast, but you got to get by Koala once more.
That's the bomb committed. That's to be calmed over. They know it's got to be B. NQZ catches another. It's a double up behind the obelisk, and that just means that they are in the perfect position to be sprayed down, and they are. Doc doesn't see a player. Ichi could be good for a kill. No, Snow safe and sound. Sharks famously can't go backwards, and these Sharks struggling to go forwards.
Nice. You got your animal fact in there.
Yeah. Koalas have chlamydia.
They do.
It's not good.
They do.
They also sleep like 16 hours a day and constantly eat. And they evolved to eat like something that has no nutritional value at all. Like eucalyptus leaves have no nutritional value. So they have to just keep eating because the one thing they decided they wanted to eat has no nutritional value. So they just have to constantly eat.
Is that why they're so like chubby?
They're just dumb. They're so dumb.
I think a koala might be my spirit animal.
I hope it's for the second fact, not the first fact.
The second one, yeah. I forgot the first fact. Just one meant they're lazy and they sleep and they just eat.
Yeah.
This is now 8 rounds in a row for paiN. And of course you're buying if you're Sharks. I don't think they're going to get a single round. I think this just ends 13-9.
Yeah.
Or maybe this is just a cruel conclusion where paiN hit map point and it goes OT. That could also be on the menu.
There's so many options. That's what we love about Counter-Strike. But statistically, with how it's been going, it's looking good for paiN. NQZ, an opener onto Hoax, trying to get aggressive. Dodged. I don't even know if he intended to dodge it. I think he ran back to swap guns.
And that's brutal, because Cows has dropped the lurk smoke. Doc's so paranoid about it, and we were hyping up Doc, and he's fallen off a cliff.
It's 15-5.
Yeah, that's not a good ratio for the CT half. They've been drawn into A, the allure of all this control being put forward by Snow. But Cows has already walked through Temple, and for paiN, it's a nice stroll onto the B site. Cows has rolled out the red carpet, and they're already in prime positions to hunt the save.
Yeah, they're literally just setting up to hunt at this point. That's how brutal this is for Sharks. Who's the apex predator now?
Not Koala.
Certainly not. Blood's in the water, but not the good kind. Speaking of bloods in the water, Snow. Crouch in the water. There's actually, isn't there like a no swimming sharks sign in Anubis city spot?
Maybe.
Terrorists win.
There can't be sharks in Egypt.
Oh no, that's the orb.
Oh,
Oh no, that's an
cowards!
Okay, they got
They
the
picked
orb.
up the orb. They picked up the orb.
But they lost everything else. It's probably GG.
It's probably crocodiles, not sharks. The Nile probably doesn't have sharks in it. But these sharks are in denial at how this second half has gone. 9 rounds on their T side and nothing to post on the CT half.
Yeah, Sharks should have really ruined my narrative.
Well, this is where they get 3 in a row.
All you needed was a good CT side.
Or just a CT side, actually.
Yeah, just any CT side. Bar this one. Oh no, it's all going wrong. They're setting something up here.
Okay. Let's see.
This is a resmoke for
Ooh.
A, if I'm not mistaken.
It's fun.
And then you've got the flash play over towards dark. Yeah, look at that.
Neato. paiN have posted in middle. So they're kind of locking off half of this map right now.
This is very much a similar round to what they wanted to run before, but Cowes sort of ruined it by just getting all the space on A. So this is now rinse and repeat, because Sharks didn't see the mid play. Gafolo will get the best of NQZ, and that will inspire Big Uzira to go searching further. Look at Hoax in spawn. This is a deliberate gap that they've left here, Sharks. And Big Uzira might just walk straight into the trap.
Gafolo used to, and all him being the one peeking on the outside, so he's ready for that angle. How do you play this? Fast through middle, that's being heard, so CT is now aware this is the play. Has to be A. Flash forward is good, but Cowes is better. Still a second player in main, and they weren't anticipating Hoax in heaven. He's put down, but Koala comes through, and bomb denied. No time for Snowslack. Sharks finally find that elusive CT round they were looking for, but it's after conceding 9 in a row and conceding that map point.
Yeah, and also, this isn't going to be an easy road back in for Sharks, because they have to do it 3 times over with the guns. There's no chance of the eco break-in for paiN. Where this was so many rounds in a row, and where some of them haven't been close whatsoever. I mean, it doesn't matter. 9 in a row. It just means they can keep buying and buying and buying. And Cowes finds Koala. It's a scout to take over at B. Yet again, it is Cowes being the instrument of success continuously. And now here comes Lux. Hope's not ready. This feels like the beginning of the end here.
Really nice kills. Flames. Buffalo. Forced back by the Flames. And, oh, that's Doc that hits that shot. Nice headshot regardless. And now you know 2 players are here. You know there's a sole player on this side of the map. But you gotta go quick. You gotta make this move. The smoke's delayed them. RDN, this is all gonna be on you, this split. Look how fast Big Uzira is into middle. Being super loud about his approach, making RDN sweat. He has 2 angles he has to worry about, and his teammates haven't moved on B. They have not budged. They have left him out to dry, and he hits the deck with nothing. 2 versus 4. Make that 1. Darku had a great first half. We now need the full house if Sharks have anything left to say. And with Big Uzira in middle, he can activate at any moment. It's going to be anticipated, so Doc does get that first kill. That gives up his position. 3 Ts trained on the angle. He can't get past them. paiN, take it.
Yeah, very impressive from paiN to come back from being 9-3 down. But for Sharks at the same time, there was no variation. They didn't try new things. They didn't go in towards like water. You didn't push out towards A main. You tried B main, but that's when Cowes shut you down. And it was a comprehensive team effort from paiN. I won't take anything away from that T side because it was brilliant. The utility usage, especially on those executes, was really potent. But Sharks didn't offer enough. They didn't offer enough dimensions here, and that was the same on Vertigo.
Yeah, it's a real shame because I was really ready just to praise Sharks after that first half. It looked so good, and particularly towards the late stages where they were showing that aggression, right? They were showing these pop plays. They were sending individuals on fast moves. Remember Hoax pushing through middle. Multiple different variations and signs of pace and change out that we didn't get on Vertigo at all. It looked good. And then we get to that CT side and it just has nothing. Literally nothing. I can't believe they have a 9-3 half and they get 1 more round. Just 1. It's crazy they weren't able to bring up anything else during that second half.
Yeah, that's a shame. How did NQZ get on? We'll bring up his stats and we'll take a little run through. These are the stats for the series for NQZ. On Anubis, he was a little bit more quiet than he was on Vertigo, but he still ends it with 80 ADR. And was a big component just coming back into that Anubis, was holding deliberate angles to not only find the entry, but just allow the riflers all the freedom. Think about how much room and responsibility not only Cow has had, but Big Uzira in towards mids. They got so much space because NQZ's just holding dark.
Yeah, I felt like Lux also had a great map too. It was really only Snow that was kind of on struggle street for a good chunk there in that first half, but he came back into it. But yeah, NQZ just throughout, very reliable, and I think that AWP head to head, it was very clear which side that went to, and NQZ just won it out time and time again. Save like that one kill, I think, in the second last round that went the other way, but for the most part, NQZ was running rampant.
Yeah, unfortunate for Sharks, because we said, look, they just need one of these. If they take a map off paiN there and just kind of boast their standings a bit more, it would really help. But no, paiN remain unbeaten. They've won, 16 BO1s now in Challenger League. They're looking dominant in South America. That's all here in Challenger League for South America. We've got North America just on the way. We'll see you shortly.